Welcome to Kinsmen Field in North Vancouver for a beautiful evening for the beautiful game, L1BC Men's Division action as the hosts Nautsa'mawt FC take on visiting Nautsa'mawt. It's a rerun of the match from the weekend that saw Nautsa'mawt come away with a 3-2 win. Very closely contested game, that one. Altitude came on strong towards the end, unlucky perhaps not to get away with a point in that one. They will be out for revenge tonight and also still looking for their first win of this 2023 L1BC season. Get you the team starting lineups for Nautsa'mawt. In goal, number 1, Bennett McKay. Number 2, defender Daniel Kaiser. Number 4, defender Chris Fisher. Number 5, defender Joe Zuppel, who will be wearing the captain's armband tonight for Nautsa'mawt. Number 6, midfielder Mitchell O'Brien. Number 7, defender Ethan Gopal. Number 10, midfielder Conor Mrazek. Number 14, forward Logan Chung. Number 17, defender Eric White. Number 26, forward Asvin Chauhan. And number 87, defender Chris Lee. For Altitude, in goal, number 1, goalkeeper Trevor Schneider. Number 2, Brandon Bengambi. Number 3, Wish Shavula. Number 5, Saku Kanate. Number 6, Matthew Marshall. Number 7, Sairub. Number 10, Stasia Hale. Number 14, Atos Di Sekera. Number 22, Nathan Walters, who's also wearing the captain's armband tonight for Altitude. Number 24, Bernardo Illoz. And number 33, Lucas Booth. The man in the middle tonight, referee Amir Ramic. First assistant referee Michael Hood. Second assistant referee Prem Gundara. And the fourth official, Mo Misseni. And it's going to be Nautsa'mawt that get this one off and running, wearing the all yellow jerseys with the blue trim and numbers. Shooting from right to left in this first half. Altitude in the all blue jerseys, shooting from left to right. And Amir Ramic gets his whistle off and running here, and we're underway here at Kinsmen Field. Really looking forward to this one. It should be a fantastic matchup between these two teams. Nautsa'mawt making the early running so far. Ball played out to Daniel Kaiser. Supposed to play it back to Lee. Tries to play it back forward for Kaiser, but that one just runs out of play, and it's going to be a throw into Altitude midway in their own half. Ball forward, a little bit of miscontrol there from Bernardo Illoz, and it's going to be out for another throw in here to Altitude as Daniel Kaiser has to retrieve the ball himself. Zuppel playing that along his back line, and Nautsa'mawt will bring it out from the back here. Long ball forward. Kind of wanting to get chased down by Chauhan there, but cut out instead by Altitude. They'll try and break up the left-hand side to start this one off. Moving along the back line now, Kanate. Looking for the long ball forward. Finds a Nautsa'mawt head though. Altitude keeping the pressure on here. Di Sekera plays it outside. Dancing inside, the ball loose, and again cleared by Nautsa'mawt. Not very far though, and Altitude are keeping the danger on. Shavula now hits the byline. Cuts it back, it's bouncing about the box. Di Sekera plays it in, and it's a goal! It's the opening goal for Altitude. 3 minutes on the clock, and Brandon Bengambi, the man to break the deadlock early here in North Vancouver. And just see what that means to the boys in blue. They've got the early 1-goal lead. They felt confident going into this one that they could get their first win of the season, and that's brought the fans to their feet early. Just what the doctor ordered, just what Falibas was looking for from his team. 1-0, Altitude, and the blue smoke is out. That was a great passing move by Altitude there to keep that one alive. Nautsa'mawt had a couple of chances to clear that one, unable to clear the danger in the end. Down a goal early now. What do they have in reply to this? Shung now plays it inside to Lee. He's forced to play it back to Zupo under the pressure. Zupo playing it along the back line to Fisher. Fisher almost getting into a little bit of trouble there under the pressure of Disekera. Heavy first touch by Daniel Kaiser. He recovers well though, but that's a heavy ball for Chung to try and bring down. Chung again. Evades the one tackle. Not a lot in that, but referee blows for the free kick for the foul on the goal scorer, Bangambi. Nautsa'mawt will try and launch this one. In fact, they're playing it short, and it's back to Zupo. Inside to Fisher. Another first heavy touch there and closed down well. This is a chance for Disekera to break. He's got Sairub in the middle. He finds Sairub and Sairub pushes it away. It's 2-0 Altitude. 2 goals in 2 quick minutes. 5 minutes on the clock. And Altitude have a 2-0 lead here in North Vancouver. Amazing scenes at Kinsmen Field. The crowd just still buzzing. The smoke still dissipating from the first goal. Disekera squares it to Sairub, buries it into the back of the net. Sairub, so good, they named him twice. What an absolutely amazing, blistering, fast-paced start here for Altitude. They've been unlucky off the course of the season not to get that first win. 2 draws, 2 points to their name so far, 4 defeats. They've scored in all but one of their games, which is the last home game here against Harbourside. And what a start, 2 goals to the good. We saw this last season from Altitude. They had a bit of a slow start, found their feet in the second half of the season, but then despite finishing so strongly in a big unbeaten run, they basically ran out of games in the end. This season with the top 4 making the playoffs, you kind of feel already they really have to kind of win out, and a win tonight against Nautsa'mawt would certainly put that excitement back in the team. But Mike Mosher's side's certainly not going to lie down, and you feel they will try and get back into it. But I mean, just there again, more sloppy play across the back line from Nautsa'mawt. We saw in the women's game earlier that this pitch, when you're not used to playing on it, it can cause a lot of problems for teams. Nautsa'mawt train and play on artificial turf. Won't be used to these bobbles. They're playing down the slope as well in this first half. As another heavy tackle in there from Bangambi. His second, getting a little warning from the referee. You'd feel he might be on a bit of a short leash now. His next tackle could see his name going in the book. But Chris Lee now standing over this free kick. In fact, walking away. Leaving it to Conor Mrazek. Mrazek will look to send an in-swinger deep into the back of the box. In fact, finds a short head of Daniel Kaiser, and Interesting attempt. It took a deflection by the looks of it. Think of the head of De Sequeira. It's going to be the first corner of the evening to Nautsa'mawt. Referee just making sure there's no shenanigans going on in front of Trevor Snyder. As the corner comes in, it bounces around dangerously in the 6-yard box, but Altitude clear the danger for now at least, as the danger played back in, and Kanati had to get to that one, forcing it out for another corner here for Nautsa'mawt. Their best spell of pressure so far in this one. Comes in again, and it's cleared by Altitude, and they get a little bit of breathing space now. Just a long ball up the field now. Looking for Sairub to try and chase that one down. Nautsa'mawt with the slow build now out the back. Kaiser, again another bit of a heavy first touch from the experienced right back. As Shohan tried to nick that one inside. Aheo more than a match for that, and it's going to be out for another corner kick. The third one in quick succession now for the visitors. This one's taken short. Out to Lee, who sends a dangerous one into the back post, just overruns everyone, and it's going to be out for a goal kick to Altitude. And Schneider certainly in no hurry to take this one. Chung now brings this one down, pokes it forward, looking to try and get it through to goal Paul. Schneider with a long clearance upfield, can't get it over the halfway line, and Eloz just has to knock this one out. Falibaz giving his side encouragement. He's going to be absolutely delighted by the start to them in this one. Very fast-paced start. Chung now forced to play that one back, and it's going to go all the way back to Zuko. It's a fortunate deflection for Altitude. Aheo plays that one back to Walters, who play back to his keeper. Different kind of game dynamic as well for Altitude now. Not really used to playing with leads over the course of the season. Certainly not used to playing with a 2-goal lead. As you see the bobble there from the turf, as Schneider was closed down very fastly there, but manages to get his kick off. And now it's a chance to break again up the left hand side. That's where Altitude's had a lot of their early success here. Gambi putting the pressure, nearly taking it off the foot of Chung, but the deflection falls favourably to Eloz. He plays it inside to Booth. And the Altitude captain there just playing it back to Schneider. Very hot evening here in North Vancouver. Smoky skies as well, bit of a hazy atmosphere. You can really smell the smoke from the wildfires that have been coming in over the course of the day. Good crowd out for this one as well at Kinsmen. Altitude always have their loyal supporters. Doesn't matter what other games are in town, whether it's a cup final or not, they'll come and support their local team. Certainly been a credit to the L1BC since they joined last year. The early goals in this one, Brandon Bengambi becoming the 6th scorer for Altitude this season, with his first of the season. Sairub getting his 3rd goal of the season to take the goal scoring lead away from the man that's sitting up there, Atos Disakera. That was Disakera's first assist of the season. They're moving the ball around very nicely there. Ahale plays that one out wide to Marshall, who sends that one into the back of the box. Nothing Bengambi could do to get to that. And it's going to be out for a Nautsa'mawt throw in deep in their own half here.
Okay, go!
Certainly a full-blooded start to this one. You do think the pace will probably drop a little bit under these hot conditions. Nautsa'mawt they'll have to try and make the running as Chung tries a little 1-2. There we go, Paul, and nearly gets the deflection fall favourably for him. Nautsa'mawt have to settle for that throw in, and they've got the ball on the right. It's crossed in. Well cleared again though by Walters. And a good tackle there. Ball eventually coming off the Nautsa'mawt player, and it's going to be out for a goal kick to Altitude. You can kind of see the hazy skies just through the trees. Everyone's thoughts obviously with those affected by those wildfires in BC at the moment and throughout Canada. It's been a terrible start to the summer season in that regard. Here in the North Shore, the beautiful North Shore, you see the mountains. You always know it's really bad when from my house in East Van you can't see the mountains at all. Kaiser. A little bit of give and go there with Zupo, and Zupo will switch it now across his back line. Eric White, long ball forward to no one really in particular, and Schneider more than happy just to let that one run out. Kanati now, his long ball pivotal to setting up the chance that led to the opening goal for Altitude here. Well intercepted by Zupo to Chung. Tries to poke it back to Zupo. Takes a touch off the Altitude player. And it's going to be a throw in to Nautsa'mawt midway in the Altitude half. Kaiser over to take it as he has been for much of this match on the set piece duties. Still Kaiser. Hits the byline, pulls it back. Little bit of a battle there, and it goes the way of the Altitude man. Altitude have given up a couple of cheap free kicks in the early going here. That's certainly going to be something Falibas is going to want his side to cut out. Whilst they've got a 2-goal lead, though, not that too costly. Does break the play up a little bit as well.
Hammer, stop the game, Hammer, stop the game now. Hammer, stop.
Free kick lofted into the box. It's cleared by Altitude. Not too far though, and Nautsa'mawt will keep the danger alive. Dangerous ball to the back post, looking to try and get onto the head of, I think it was Kaiser there. Might actually have been Eric White that was up for that one. With a long kick up, flicked on by Illoz, trying to set up Sekera, but played back to Bennett McKay. Hasn't had a lot to do apart from pick the ball out of his net twice. And another cheap free kick given away there by Altitude. Referee keeping his cards in his pocket for now, but you have to think his patience is going to wear a little bit thin. These free kicks still keep coming in quick succession like they are. Altitude doing some fantastic time wasting here and game management. You do have to feel though that Ramic is going to add those on at the end of the first half. Nautsa'mawt now will finally get to take this free kick. High one into the box, looking for the head of Zupo. The centre back stays up, but it's picked off here by Altitude. As we approach the halfway mark of the half, in the 21st minute I think it is here just now. Altitude slowing the game down marvellously here as Schneider sends a long one up the field. It's won though by Nautsa'mawt. Again, Altitude favouring that left-hand side. Ball up to Sairub. Tries to get the better of his man. Pulled down. The Altitude bench calling for a free kick there. Referee didn't see anything in that one. Kaiser played that to Shohei, to Lee. He tried to have a little flick inside, but it's Altitude to pick it off, and the flag right away looked over at the linesman there, because it did look like Sekera was in an offside position. Indeed he was. Flag up very quickly there. Atos Sekera, a player you do not want to give any space up to as well. He likes to play on the shoulder of defenders, and he's got the pace to leave them in his wake as well.
Yes, I am telling you, you don't know the rule. They start on the same line, he does the ball. Okay, well, he didn't have full control of his body to be able to play the ball in a proper way. That's why it's a deflection. Okay, go read the rules and then we'll talk after. You'll see.
Kaiser bringing the ball out now again for Nautsa'mawt. So much has gone through him in the early going here. Chung. It's been fairly quiet. We know what a difference maker he can be, and flag up there as Chris Lee had got forward. Relaxed looking Nautsa'mawt bench just now. All the shouting coming from the altitude bench. You'd think with the scoreline and that benches were the other way around. Is that long ball for Schneider out quickly to usher the danger away. Does a good job in that and gets a goal kick for his side. Ethan Gopal, the man chasing down that long ball forward. It's kind of ploughing a bit of a lone furrow up there at times for Nautsa'mawt. Chung pokes that inside, looking for a give and go there. Doesn't get it back though, and now it's partly cleared. Nautsa'mawt pick it back up. Lee to Fisher. He'll play it along the back line to Eric White, the former WFC2 player. He's committed to UBC for the coming fall season, getting an early taste of playing with his teammates in L1BC as a heavy challenge there. Wins altitude a free kick just inside their own half. Eric White's an interesting one. Signed with WFC2 last season. Only signing amateur forms because he was still keeping his options open for college. He might have wanted to go down the NCAA route. Has committed though to UBC Thunderbirds for this fall season. Looking forward to commentating on his matches this coming Canada West campaign up at Thunderbird Stadium. A good pickup by Mike Mosher, and a good addition to the L1BC side as well. "14 2022 Thunderbirds on this Nautsa'mawt squad, and a couple of new additions that will be joining the team this year sprinkled into the roster as well. Schneider's long ball just gets to the head of Lee. He can't direct it to anywhere. And that long ball forward there, looking for De Sequeira. It falls nicely, the bounce to Bengambe, but couldn't really bring that one down under the pressure from Bennett McKay. Nautsa'mawt will get a chance to build out from the back once again. Have to say, although Nautsa'mawt have controlled the possession for the bulk of this half, they've rarely threatened to get this deficit reduced, and altitude looking very comfortable out there just now as they look for their first win of the 2023 League One campaign. Another cheap foul given away there by altitude, taken quickly by Nautsa'mawt. Fisher now plays this forward to Chung. You kind of feel for Nautsa'mawt to try and get back into this game. They have to get Chung more involved. Such a dangerous player. Coming off a very good Canada West season with UBC Thunderbirds. One of the standout players, 3 seasons under his belt, as Altitude get a break here. Sairub plays it back to Ahale. Back to Sairub, who'll play it back. Kinati in a very advanced role, playing a little ball inside there to Bangambi, who also playing very advanced today. We've seen Brandon Bangambi in a fullback role mostly when we've seen him playing for Altitude. Falibas not afraid though to roll the dice. We saw Sako Kinati play up front in their featured game against Harbourside, or was it Unity? I can't remember which one it was now, there's been so many games. Actually, I think it was the Rivers game, it was Kinati that was playing up front for. As Nautsa'mawt will get another free kick opportunity here. Kaiser quickly on that inside to Fisher. He'll play this one out to Mitchell O'Brien. Kaiser now has Lee to his left and he finds him. Quickly played back inside there to Chung, who sends a dangerous one into the box, and that was the best chance so far for Nautsa'mawt. The ball breaking there for Gopal. Couldn't fully connect on it, dragging his shot wide of the mark, and recovered by Schneider in the Altitude goal. But that was more like it for Nautsa'mawt. Some good movement there from them. As Schneider sends this one long, just finds a Nautsa'mawt head, and it's Lee who in turn will just play it back to his keeper McKay. McKay plays this one forward, and it's in now for Shohan. He's got room ahead of him if he wants to run, just has Kinati to get past. That is a tough task in itself, and he doesn't manage it. Kinati looking for a foul there. I think Shohan was looking for a foul there. In the end, neither got the foul, and the ball runs out for another goal kick here to Altitude. Turned over though, Nautsa'mawt will get a throw-in midway in the Altitude half. Can hear Mike Mosher pleading for his team to show some patience. Instead, it's Altitude that come away with it. The goal scorer, the first goal, Bangambi now gets into the box again, as he has done so much in the first half hour here. Winning a corner for his side. Possibly their first corner of the afternoon. As usual, I meant to keep count, and I get caught up in the game, especially with those early goals, and then can I lose track a little bit. Sairub going to be over to take this one. Referee not happy with what he's seeing in the 6-yard box there, and Altitude will be more than happy with this, running some more time off the clock here. Sairub sends that one into the near post. It's cleared by a Nautsa'mawt head. Picked up though by Altitude, and they'll keep the pressure on. Tried to be played back outside to Sairub. Altitude keep it alive though. Shavula switches flanks, a nice diagonal ball there as the tries to find Disekera. Disekera does well, hits the byline, he's looking for his options, forced to turn back from the defensive play by Nautsa'mawt, and a long range effort coming in there. Still dangerous play, and it just goes over the head there of Kanati. 6'7", couldn't bring that one down, just had a little bit too much height on it, and that should quickly get back to regroup. Still holding its 2-goal lead. Nautsa'mawt don't seem to have any answers just now for breaking down this altitude back line. The best chances so far outside the goals have fallen to altitude. Schneider, a lofted ball for Marshall. Doesn't control it well, but gets a fortunate bounce back there to a Hale. And Waters will switch it over to the left-hand side now, where they have had a lot of success in this first half. Broken up by Nautsa'mawt, but again they just can't keep hold of the ball. They have been breaking up the altitude play, but altitude in return have been very good at pressing and winning the ball back, as Kanati sends a long one forward here for Bangambi to try and chase down. Can he keep this one in? The answer is no, and that is going to be out for a throw-in now to Nautsa'mawt. Quickly taken and quickly played back to Bennett McKay. And the press from altitude, keeping Nautsa'mawt very deep in their half here. Kaiser eventually sends this one up the field, not really to anyone in particular. That's going to be easily mopped up there by Kanati. Marshall, flick inside. Flag up there on Bangambi as the ball came through to him. That was a very tight decision there on Bangambi, and he was going to be right in on goal as well if that flag hadn't gone up. So a bit of a lucky escape there for Nautsa'mawt, or the right decision, depending how you look at that. Chung now for Nautsa'mawt. Out to Lee. Again, he's forced to take a touch and step backwards. Nautsa'mawt playing the long ball up front now. Into the last 10 minutes of the first half, and Nautsa'mawt's got a lot to do if they want to get themselves back into this one.
You got it? You got it? Yeah? Good. Thank you.
And that's just another long ball forward, easily dealt with by Trevor Schneider. Just runs through to him.
I'm okay once, twice, 3 times, I'm okay. No more, 4, 5, that's enough.
Altitude coming away. Storming forward there. Marshall. Ball played in, looking for the head of Disa Kelly. Was just nudged off the ball as it came through there. I think he was looking to see if he'd had a push in the back. Nothing in that one for me. Fisher now brings this out for UBC. Kaiser, he's got Lee ahead of him. If he wants to try and send him up the wing, plays it inside instead to Chung. Gives it back to Kaiser, back to Chung. Sorry, Mirazic that was. Now it's Chung on the ball. Plays it out to Kaiser. He's got Lee to his left. Plays it out to him. Lee though straight into an offside position. That's almost criminal to leave yourself getting into that offside position from a move like that. Certainly going to frustrate Mike Mosher to see that. Surprising as well, Chris Lee, one of the more experienced players on this Nautsa'mawt team. Lee, of course, came through the Whitecaps programme, was a rookie at UBC in 2021. 5th round draft pick by Pacific FC in the 2021 draft. Actually played 3 games for Pacific in that 2021 season. Made the move to WFC2 to play in MLS Next Pro last year, making 11 appearances, but coming back to UBC for this 2023 college season that's up and coming. So much like Eric White, a good chance for Chris Lee to get that chemistry going with his teammates ahead of the Canada West season. Nautsa'mawt certainly could be finding some chemistry now. Trail by 2 goals. Goals have been hard to come by for Nautsa'mawt so far this year. Only 6 goals to show for their efforts this season. And they've got a corner kick coming up now to try and get one of these 2 back that they need to. Nautsa'mawt have been kept off the score sheet 4 times in their League 1B season so far. This is the 8th game of their campaign as that ball lofted into the back post onto the head of Kanati. And a big boot up the field for Altitude. McKay quite far out of his goal now to play that forward to Fisher. Well intercepted there by Altitude, and they tried to get something going, and they've still got something going, but Ngambi tried to poke it past Mitchell O'Brien there.
That's good.
Matthew Marshall now over for the throw in midway in the Nautsa'mawt half. Hale twisting and turning under the pressure there off O'Brien and fouling the UBC man in the process. And Ngambi trying to get away with a fly one there. He feels that Lee did touch that ball forward. The referee having none of it. And Nautsa'mawt will build out from the back again. Kaiser at the halfway line, looking for some movement. He's had a lot of the ball in this first half. Hasn't really had the outlets or the channels to play these balls through to us. This one is headed down to Gopal. Plays it back out wide. Ball takes a deflection on the way out. It's going to be another corner kick for Nautsa'mawt. They've certainly dominated the corner kick count in this first half. Nothing to show for their efforts so far. Oh, but one man back here for Altitude as Nautsa'mawt take this one quickly, and another ball sent into the back post with too much on it. Certainly has been a little bit of the MO for Nautsa'mawt in this first half, is these long balls into the box, into the back post. I do wonder if Mike Mosher and his team have seen something from Altitude in their previous games that has made them a little bit susceptible to those kind of balls. If they have, the delivery and the execution though of the crosses into the box have been somewhat lacking for Nautsa'mawt in the first half of this one. We're into the last 5 minutes here, and wouldn't think there's going to be too much time added on either by referee Amir Ramic. Another long ball sent into the back post there for Nautsa'mawt with way too much weight on it, and just carries behind Trevor Schneider's goal. Schneider. Long, big boot downfield and nearly one on there by Sairub. Altitude recover the loose ball though. It's played forward to a Hale. Chris Fisher back to get his foot onto that and send it up the right wing. O'Brien just acres of room in the middle of the park, can pick out his pass and doesn't again get the delivery, just too much weight on the ball. Again, I do wonder whether that is an aspect of playing on a grass pitch. A number of these players will be used to how the ball runs, how it bounces, the weight of the ball for their passes when they're playing at turf such as Thunderbird Stadium. Although it is the home pitch for Altitude as well, it's not that big of a home field advantage for the North Shore side. They do train on turf, play on grass, so for a number of these players it is still some taking familiarity to get used to it. And a very bumpy, bobbly pitch. We saw the problems that caused for Nautsa'mawt and a couple of injuries in that women's game earlier today. There's another free kick now coming up for Altitude, just inside the Nautsa'mawt half. And this one's going to be played back to Kanati. Marshall now, and he drives this one forward, sends a long ball forward there. That was asking a lot for De Sakera to try and chase that one down. Runs through to Bennett McKay. And Zupa will now try and bring it out the back. But again, good closing down there by De Sakera, forcing Zupo to turn back. And Nautsa'mawt will try and bring it out the other side now. Kaiser. Ball played dangerously across the back post, and that one was asking to get put away, but just no takers on that one for Nautsa'mawt. Shohan was in the middle and just could not connect with that cross. We move into stoppage time here at Kinsmen Field. Haven't seen the indication from the fourth official as to how much time is getting added on. Can't imagine that it's going to be too much, as Nautsa'mawt might just get one last chance to reduce the deficit here in the first half. Another cheap foul given away there by Altitude. That's a good one though to give away by De Sakera. Breaks that play up, breaks the rhythm up for Nautsa'mawt and allows Altitude to reorganise a little bit at the back. Lee sends a high, deep one to the back of the box. Again, just finds the header of Kanati. He's been an absolute beast back there. And there, in fact, goes the half-time whistle. Not much time added on at all by the referee. And what a first half it has been for Altitude FC. They scored early, they scored often. Brandon Bengambi taking the lead for Altitude in the 3rd minute. 2 minutes later, Sairub puts it away from an Atos De Sakera cross. 2-0 to Altitude, looking for their first win of the 2023 season. They're in the driver's seat just now. What have Nautsa'mawt got in reply? Join us in 15 minutes to find out. Welcome back to Kinsmen Field, North Vancouver, for the second half of this match between Altitude FC and Nautsa'mawt FC in League 1 BC Men's Division action. It's been a highly entertaining first half. The home side off to a fast start, leading by 2-0 in the half. Both of those goals coming in the opening 5 minutes. Brandon Bengambi taking the lead for Altitude 3 minutes in. 2 minutes later, Sairub tucked away a second off an Atos Di Sequeira cross. That's been all the goals. Nautsa'mawt have been very much dominating the possession of this one after that, but failing really to carve out any clear-cut chances. You know, Mike Mosher's not going to be happy with what he's seen from his team, and 3 half-time substitutions for the Point Grey side. Coming on, number 20, Marcus Puhalj, for number 7, Ethan Gopal. Number 27, Josh Tomei, coming on for number 4, Chris Fisher. And number 8, Sam Aiello, coming on for number 6, Mitchell O'Brien. No changes for Altitude at half-time, as Falibas happy with what he's seen from his side through the first 45 minutes. The second half starting pretty much the way the first one was ending, with Nautsa'mawt having control of possession, but getting pressured at every twist and turn here by Altitude. Long ball out to the right there. Again, a bit of an awkward bounce there. Eric White trying to control that, but the ball given away and run out for an Altitude throw-in, which shall be taken quickly by Shavula. And again, a miss bit of communication there, and turning the ball over right away to Nautsa'mawt, and White will have another attempt here with a throw-in deep in the Altitude half. Finds Aiello. You can see the shadows cast over the pitch on the far side from the trees as the sun goes down behind the mountains. Should be noted, there is no floodlights at this stadium, so they have to get this game in while the light is still underway. White now hitting that one off Shavula to win the first corner of the second half for Nautsa'mawt. It's going to be Chris Lee over to take this one, the man on set piece duty for the Point Grey side. Sends a low one to the near post. It's cleared easily by Altitude. One back though by Nautsa'mawt. Great stuff there by Josh Tomei, but just does a little bit too much and runs it over the byline. It's going to be a goal kick coming up for Altitude.
Remember the first one, what I was saying? Now he's the number 8. Let's go.
Altitude just now just happy to let Nautsa'mawt have this and just knock the ball about. Aiello plays it back to Tomei, to White, who sends a interesting ball into the box, but it's just met again by an Altitude head, as so many crosses have been for Nautsa'mawt this evening. Chung now. Said in the first half, Nautsa'mawt's key is to try and get Chung more involved in this. They haven't been able to so far. He's such a pivotal player for UBC Thunderbirds and for this Nautsa'mawt team. But now it's Altitude that's got a chance to bring it out through a hail. And Aheo is just going to knock this one out for an injury on the pitch. Atos Di Sequeira, the man down. The play gets underway pretty quickly. As I mentioned in the first half, goals have been hard to come by for this Nautsa'mawt side. They've only scored 6 goals in their 7 matches. They've been kept off the score sheet in 4 occasions. There's another player going down here for Altitude. I think it's Disakera again. This could be the last of the action for Disakera. Didn't seem to have fully recovered from that first little knock that he took and back down in a heap again. Going to try and run it off, but we'll see how long Falibas lets him continue out there. Still getting a little bit of treatment on the side as Nautsa'mawt get play back underway. White sends a looping ball forward there, trying to find Shohan. Just carries through though to Trevor Schneider and the Altitude goal. Rolls this out to Bengambi. Disakera still getting treatment on the far side. That's obviously going to be a worrying sign for Falibas's team. Jump, tries to play one forward, looking for Mirazek, but Schneider quickly off his line there to deal with that danger. Neat little play up the flank here. It's only Sairub forward, but the support coming in here from Bagambi. It comes to Sairub. Fires the shot and that crashes off the crossbar. What a strike that was from Sairub. 20 yards out. Altitude keeping the danger alive. And forced to play it back all the way now to Schneider. He'll just take his time. Things still looking good for Altitude, looking for this first win of the 2023 League One campaign. 4 defeats, 2 draws, their record so far. They'd like to reach the halfway mark with this first victory. Things looking good so far, and they've got a corner now on the far side.
After corner, guys. Yep.
Corner now coming in here from Altitude. It's a low and it's not very well hit, and it's going to give Nautsa'mawt the chance to clear this. As we are getting a substitution now for Altitude. Guilherme George coming on for Atos Disakera, not able to continue after those couple of knocks that he had. The number 31 for Altitude with a bleached blonde hair on the pitch just now, the midfielder. Walters will just play this one back all the way to Schneider. Long boot up the field from the keeper. Training during the week with Vancouver FC. Unofficially the third keeper at Vancouver FC. Playing this season though with Altitude, unless he is called upon. As that through ball Nearly sets Bengambi off, but the flag up very quickly there by the far side linesman. Cry from the UBC bench, sorry, the Nautsa'mawt bench. They just want to keep this tempo going. The game has kind of dipped a little bit. The heat has also dipped as well, which will help these players, especially with the field very much being in the shade as this ball comes in. Good foot on that though by Walters. George now will bring this out, looks for O'Hale, he pokes it forward to Bengambi, plays in Guilherme George now. In on goal, under a bit of pressure here. And good recovery play there from Nautsa'mawt, and that's going to run out for a goal kick to the visitors. So we're going to get another substitution now coming up. David Rodriguez Zagara, the number 20. Langara Falcons man, coming on for the number 33, Lucas Booth. Zagara, 1 goal to his credit so far this season. That came in the 4-2 loss to the Whitecaps in week 3 for Altitude. White with a throw in now. For Altitude, it just feels like it's a case of like just get the foot on the ball right now and just send this anywhere. Nautsa'mawt again for all their pressure, not really troubling Trevor Schneider in the Altitude goal. Hour mark, fast approaching here at Kinsmen, and it's going to be a corner for Nautsa'mawt. These are the kind of opportunities you feel they have to get something from to get themselves back into this one. High corner coming in here from Nautsa'mawt. Heads a flick on. George trying to keep this one in, stop it going out for another corner. He does that very well. Inside now to Eloz. Just runs under the foot there of George, and it's going to give Nautsa'mawt a throw in midway in the Altitude half. Another substitution coming up here for Altitude, making way on the 60th minute is number 7, the goal scorer of the second goal, the man that just crashed one of the crossbar not that long ago as well, Sairub. Coming in the number 19, Caleb Valance. Puhalj now forced to play that one back. And Zupo try and switch it over to the left-hand side, but again, good high pressure here from Altitude. A hail. Hustling away there and forcing Nautsa'mawt back into their half. White certainly been more involved in this half, but gets his pocket picked there, and it's a chance now for Bernardo Illos to get forward, but an important foot in there for Nautsa'mawt, knocks that one out for a throw-in. Thalibas encouraging his side here. 2 goals to the good. He'd like another one just as a bit of an insurance marker. George just can't keep control of that one, and it's poked away, and it's going to be a throw-in for Nautsa'mawt just inside their own half. That one nearly intercepted by Illos, but kept alive. White now inside. Chauhan. He's got room to run if he wants it. Cuts inside. Ashvin Chauhan. Great little play there from the former Whitecaps man. Coming off a very strong rookie season with UBC Thunderbirds. Looking to build on that in 2023. Used somewhat sparingly by Mike Mosher, Ashvin Chauhan last year. Did play 19 games, only 3 starts though, but what a return he had from that. 4 goals and 4 assists. As Puhal is under pressure there, does well to keep it in. White plays that back. Doesn't fully clear that, and it's picked off by Altitude now. Illos plays this one back to the captain, Nathan Walters. He'll spray it out to the right side. Nice little cut inside of Hale. Bit of a heavy first touch there. That was more like it from Altitude. They haven't really got forward much in the second half. But good pressure there from Bernardo Illos. That's something Altitude's done very well since they've got those goals, is really put the pressure on Nautsa'mawt, not give them much of a chance to think when they are on the ball. And that's a back pass from Poulage, and it runs under the foot of Bennett McKay into the net, and Altitude from nowhere have a third. 64 minutes on the clock. Throw in quickly taken by Daniel Kaiser to Marcus Poulage. Tries to play it back to his keeper. Little bit of a misunderstanding. I don't know if McKay took his eye off the ball there. Runs under his foot into the back of the net. Altitude in Dreamland in North Van on this Wednesday evening. 3-0. What a Wednesday night matchup this has been, and the smoke out again. This time it's the good smoke coming in on North Vancouver. Nautsa'mawt, for all their pressure, must be wondering what's hit them right now. That just came from nowhere for Altitude. And it's a long way back now for Nautsa'mawt. You felt if they could have nicked the next goal that they were very much in this, and you'd fancy them to lay siege on Altitude. As there's going to be a double substitution coming up here for Nautsa'mawt to try and get back in it. Number 11, Thomas Pena, and number 19, Connor Robillard coming on. Making way the number 10, Connor Mrazek, and number 26, Ashvin Chauhan. Shavula plays it back to his keeper. Altitude will just be counting down the minutes now. 25 minutes away from their first victory of the season. 3 goals to the good, and they're pushing for more here. Nice little touch inside, played out there, looking to try and get that to Hale. Too much on that though.
Keep going! 0-0! Let's go! 0-0!
Ballybass encouraging his side, keeping them to keep it going. They know Nautsa'mawt's just going to try and see what they can do to get back into here. It's been such a weird season for Nautsa'mawt. Ball flicked inside now. Chance here for Nautsa'mawt. It's cut back. It's a loose ball, and Kaiser puts that one away. Pulls one back from Nautsa'mawt within 2 minutes. A little bit of dancing through the altitude defence there from Logan Chung, and a nice little cutback. Breaks favourably for Daniel Kaiser. He strikes that one home. Third goal of the season for the right back, taking the lead for Nautsa'mawt as well now with 3 goals. Fantastic stuff. So that was certainly not what Altitude had in mind after they went 3 goals to the good. That 3-goal lead just lasted 2 minutes, less than 2 minutes, before that deficit was reduced back to 2 by Nautsa'mawt. Now has that lit a fire under the Point Grey side? Can they get another go and get back into this? Altitude were hoping to keep their second clean sheet of the season. They've still got a 2-goal advantage though. Don't need to do anything too different than what they've been doing the last little bit of this match. "66 minutes the time on the clock for Daniel Kaiser's goal there. Get past the midway point of this second half. "22 or so minutes remain between Altitude and their first 3 points of the year. Much needed 3 points as well if they want to make any run at the postseason. Reminder, it's the top 4 teams in the men and the women's division that will qualify for the playoffs. It's a long range shot fired in there, and the ball's still bouncing about. Canati has to play that one back to Schneider, who gets a foot on it up the pitch, but only to the halfway line, and Nautsa'mawt win it back again. White. Samaello. Mike Mosher on his feet now, directing his side as to what he wants him to do. It's a tall order to come back from 3 goals down, especially for a team that goal was only their 7th in their 8th match, as Nathan Walters goes down with, I think, a little bit of cramp in his right leg. That'll give everyone a little bit of a break here. It's going to be a goal kick now to Altitude. Schneider telling all his players to get up the pitch. Good idea there from the big keeper. You want to try and get the ball out of this final third, because so much of this second half, so much of the first half has been played in Altitude's half of the field. And just before that unlikely third goal for Altitude, it was very much getting played in the final third of the home team's half. What they need to do now is just kind of weather this storm that you know that Nautsa'mawt's going to be bringing. Shavula chips one forward there, looking for George. Mishandled there by McKay, and it's going to give Altitude a corner. Hale whips the corner. It's a good one right on to McKay, who punches that away from under his crossbar. Pressure getting kept on there, and a heavy collision coming together there between Illoz and, I think it was Robillard.
10 and 24 coming out. Amber, sub.
Hey, Booch, Eric, on the free kick. He doesn't have to jump in. Hey, get him higher. Slide.
We're going to get another double substitution coming up here for Altitude. Coming on, the number 26, Peter Alexandrakis. Number 12, Alex Radovanovic. Making way, number 10, Stasia Hale. And number 24, the man that was just in that challenge there, Bernardo Eloz. Both teams have made 5 changes now in this second half. Altitude still holding this 2-goal lead. We're into the last 20 minutes. We wouldn't foresee there being tons of stoppage time added on, but there has been the substitutions. These guys are battling away there. The goal scoring hero for Nautsa'mawt looking to add to his tally. Played forward. Robillard battling away. Wins the ball, and Kaiser now sends one in, but I thought Schneider was going to come and collect. A little bit of miscommunication there. Kanati got his hit it before the keeper, but it's just driven wildly over. Samaello not fully connecting with that one.
First two! Let's go, boys!
PA trying to fire up the Altitude supporters here, get behind their team for this first victory of the season. Shavula just doesn't have what it takes to get past his man there, but does win a throw-in for his side. And again, no huge urgency from Altitude to take this one midway in the Nautsa'mawt half. Shavula plays that one inside to Rodriguez. Kanati now, long ball forward. Kaiser though, more than a match for that, heads it back to his keeper. Altitude know they've got a tough couple of games coming up. Home and away series with TSS Rovers. It's that long ball forward. Kanati did well to close down there. And Altitude coming away with it now. Just moving it about at the back. Back to Schneider. Thomas Pena, the man with the shot across goal there. He's looked very lively since he's come on for Nautsa'mawt. Standout player for the Whitecaps in League One last year. As Chung pokes that one forward. Not getting any space at all though. Great blocking play and closing down of the space by Altitude there. And it's a chance now for them to break themselves. It's a long ball forward for George to chase onto. He's got players coming up to support him. Long ball into the box, just got too much on that, and that's going to run out off the head of a Nautsa'mawt player for an Altitude throw-in. Referee, I think, not happy with what he saw as time wasting there as Shavula hits the deck. No foul given there. Nautsa'mawt's got a chance to bring it out, but once again, I was going to say, played back to the keeper. Shavula staying down though, and the referee this time is going over to have a look at what's going on. Shavula up very gingerly there. Forced to go off the pitch because the trainer did come on. And this is exactly what Altitude are needing to do, looking to do right now. Just break this game up, kind of upset the rhythm of Nautsa'mawt. It's that long one forward. No chance for Kaiser to chase that one down. It's just going to run through to Schneider. Pena forcing the keeper to kick this one long. Takes a fortunate bounce here for Altitude and bundled over in the process, and that's going to be a free kick coming up from Altitude in a dangerous position here on the right hand side. Alexandrakis, the man sent crashing to the deck there. Guilherme George standing over this one along with David Zagara. Big men of Kanati and Walters up in the box if they can get this onto one of their heads. And it is George that sends this one in. That's straight though into the breadbasket of McKay. That long ball forward just easily cut out there by Shavula. Rodriguez now in a tussle there with Eric White. Decision going the way of the Altitude player. The Peruvian, such a key player for Langara in Pac West and CCAA the last couple of seasons. Great to see him now in League One with Altitude, linking up, not tonight, but at other times this season with his Langara teammate Atos Di Sequeira. It's a long ball forward for George to chase down, but McKay out quickly to clear the danger and just boot the one up the field, but it's going to run out for an Altitude throw-in. Altitude's done a great job of just calming things down here, and actually now having a bit of the play. Ball cut back, looking for George there. Gets the foot off Fisher, I think that was, that got that one away. And there's a little bit of tussling away there. Valance thought he was going to be in, but referee blows this back for a Nautsa'mawt free kick that they take quickly now. Bring out this right side. Nice ball forward there for Robillard. Can he keep this one in? He can. Sends a dangerous one into the back post, but no takers there. That will certainly disappoint Mike Mosher. George now. He's got options to his left. Gives it to Rodriguez. Just slows the play down. Shavula. Back to Shavula. Now it's just using every inch of this grass pitch to move this ball about. That one up the right wing, tussling away, and I think it's going to go against Altitude, and they have another free kick given away. They won't mind giving that one away though, deep into the Nautsa'mawt half, as we're going to get another substitution coming up. Nautsa'mawt bringing on the dangerous, wily midfielder Brandon Momatani. Number 31 coming on for Logan Chung here in the 80th minute. Can he have an impact in the final 10 minutes of this one? Momatani one of two brothers on the UBC and Nautsa'mawt squad. Gets called Bimo. His brother Nicholas gets called Nemo. I don't know about finding Nemo, but Nautsa'mawt are looking to try and find a second goal here to try and put the pressure on Altitude late in this one. That's easily, well, nearly easily dealt with by Kanati there. Just a heavy first touch, but recovers well to kick that one out. It's a Nautsa'mawt throw in midway in the Altitude half. Time running out fast for the Point Grey side if they want to try and get anything from this one. I'm sure with the form of Altitude this year, they would have looked at this fixtures and thought, oh, we could possibly get 6 points from these two games back to back with Altitude. As it stands, it looks like a share of the points, 3 points each, and Altitude, the team that will feel hard done by not to come away with at least a point in that 3-2 defeat at Thunderbird Stadium on Saturday. Nautsa'mawt now have a free kick. Chris Lee standing over it. Referee Ramich moving the wall back. Looks like it's just going to be a one-man Guilherme George wall. Lee chips this one into the box. Onto the header. Fantastic save there by Schneider. I think that was Thomas Pena that met that. In fact, it was Robillard that actually got his head to that one. Acrobatic stop by Trevor Schneider. He's not had a lot to do today, but up to it when he's called upon. Nautsa'mawt keeping the pressure on. This time Schneider punches it away. It's a loose ball bouncing about, and Altitude get that one up the pitch. Robillard must have thought he had his second of the season there. Long ball forward, just over the head of Kaiser. Now Altitude don't get it away, but a foot in carries it out, and they are going to get a throw in midway in their own half, and they'll slow things down again, I'm sure. A heavy challenge there from Thomas Pena, and the referee going to his pocket. First yellow card of the afternoon goes to the Nautsa'mawt substitute in the 84th minute. As Walters again down with cramp. Such a key player for this Altitude side, Nathan Walters. You don't want to have that risk though. I know he's your captain, but if he's got cramp and he's in that centre of defence, you need to possibly look at making a substitution here. Is the trainer coming on again now, just to have a look at Walters. Falibas does have the option of Costa Adzic to come into the centre of defence if Walters can't continue here. You can tell the heat has dipped here because no players coming over for a water break. We are getting a substitution. It is going to be Costa Adzic coming on. Nathan Walters' night is over. As this free kick played into George, he gets his head on it, but a push off to get to that header. And Nautsa'mawt breathed a sigh of relief. George did well to get onto that. Can Nautsa'mawt put this backline, this reshaped backline under pressure right away? The answer is no, as the slip there allows Rodriguez to come away with it. Forced to turn back though. Momitani putting the pressure on there as the long ball upfield. Headed back in but cut out at the halfway line by Altitude. Now one just takes a touch off the Nautsa'mawt player, and it's going to be an Altitude throw-in. Thought they were going to be in a hurry for that. I was like, why are you in a hurry? There's not a big need to get on fast with this. Shavula plays this one forward. Back to Shavula. Tristan turning, trying to get past his two men. Gets past two of them before he's sent crashing to the ground as he tried to go past the third. Eric White with a challenge there. Shavula's certainly been in the wars in the latter stages of this half. All this time is probably going to add up. I would not be surprised if we maybe don't see 4, 5, maybe even 6 minutes of stoppage time get added on by the referee now. But for now, it's a free kick to Altitude. Great position if they can curl this one in. Not committing tons of numbers forward for this, understandably. Sent in though, looking for the head of Kanati, just eludes him. The big man still looking for his first goal of the season. The way he gets himself in those dangerous offensive positions at set pieces, it can't be too far. Be amazing if he actually goes through the whole season without getting his name on the score sheet. As Nautsa'mawt will build again. Trailing 3-1 now, deep in the game. As that ball forward, flag up very quickly for offside there. Into the last couple of minutes of regulation. It's a dangerous one across the goal. This time McKay gets to it before George can. Nautsa'mawt have certainly lived a little dangerously at the back at times this evening. They get a chance to bring it out here. Robillard looking for the free kick, not getting it. It's just going to be a throw-in to Nautsa'mawt. White looking for some movement, plays it inside to Momitani. Great tackle there though by Rodriguez. Looks up to see if there was a man upfield to play it to, ends up playing it back a little bit. Picked off though by Nautsa'mawt. Have they got a chance to break here on the left hand side? Tristan turning, gets to the byline, plays it in, but Altitude head sends that one to safety, and another throw in for Nautsa'mawt deep in the Altitude half as we're deep into this match here. Long throw flicked on by Zupo. Kaiser tries to get to his head to it now. It's bouncing about. Lee forced to play that one back to Poulage. Nautsa'mawt will switch it to the left side now. Touching a turn inside. A lovely, delicious ball into the box there, but again no takers for Nautsa'mawt. 3 men there, but none of them could connect with that. Robillard and Kaiser, certainly you'd have fancied one of them to get their head onto that. That would have set up a grandstand finish here at Kinsmen. No one can bring this ball down in the middle of the park just now. It's another long ball forward for Altitude Kanati. Just ushering the player out and getting away with it as well. It's going to be a goal kick for Altitude. Robillard manhandle there by the big centre back. Six minutes of stoppage time is the indication. That's not what Altitude wanted to see right now, for a number of reasons. One of them, the light that is rapidly going here as well. As I mentioned, no floodlights here at Kinsmen Field. Another long ball forward. This one, it's flicked down again. Kanati there with a big boot to send this one into touch. Nautsa'mawt have huffed and puffed all game long, but their final delivery and execution into the box has really been a little bit lacking. Now it's the chance here for Altitude to break. They're in where they want this to be. George is making the run. Played inside instead, and there's a man making a run here. It's played back to George. He just can't fully connect with that, and that's just going to be easily picked up there by McKay, who quickly distributes the ball up the pitch. But in their hurry, it's almost given away by Nautsa'mawt. They do recover though, and now they've got a chance to build up the left side. And Drakis just twisting and turning there. Altitude come away with the ball as well. Bengambi just going to the corner flag. He is in no rush to try and get on with this. Seems so long ago since he got the opening goal with this one. 3 minutes in. His first of the season. 2 minutes later, Sairub made it 2-0. To lead the scoring charts for Altitude with his third of the year. There's a long wait then until an own goal in the 64th minute gave Altitude a 3-0 lead. Daniel Kaiser reduced that deficit back to 2 minutes later, and that's where it stood since the 66th minute. Rodriguez now plays that forward to George. He's been very lively since he's come on. Going to the corner flag. Under the attention of two Nautsa'mawt players, and great play there by George to win the corner kick for his team. It's exactly where Altitude want to be right now in these closing moments. Surprised no one's making the run for the short, and now George is going to make the run here for the short corner. Will Rodriguez take it? He's lining up as if he's not, but yeah, we thought he was going to do that. Nice little short corner. George back in the corner flag. The rebound brought down by Rodriguez. A loose ball. It's Altitude that pick it up. It's back to Shavula. He's going to take a turn, go back, survey his options and play one forward for George. And an offside position there. Flag up. Referee's whistle went, I think, before the linesman's flag went up. Time running out fast now for Nautsa'mawt, and hesitation on the ball there, but White allows George to take that off his foot. Sloppy play at the back from Nautsa'mawt. You don't often see defensive mistakes from Mike Mosher's sides. It's very much what he has built his teams on over the years. It's certainly more been on the offensive side that they've been struggling this season. As Rodriguez fires one in, it's spilled by McKay, but he recovers well. rolls it out quickly, and another giveaway by Nautsa'mawt. This high press by Altitude in the closing minutes is really causing some problems for Nautsa'mawt here. Now they've got a chance to break. Pena gets a foot to that, wins his team a free kick in the process, and it's going to be a yellow card given out as well. A little bit harsh. I feel that one going to Wishavula in the final minute of stoppage time here, the 96th minute. Altitude seconds away from their first home win, their first win in total in the 2023 season. I'm sure when Amir Ramic blows this final whistle, it's going to spark jubilant scenes here in North Vancouver. Chris Lee, though, standing over this one. And that's not what you expect from Lee from that there. And that is the final one of the game. The final whistle goes. Altitude have their first win of the season. And you see what it means to them. The sheer joy on and off the pitch. A fantastic composed performance. They lost 3-2 at the weekend to Nautsa'mawt. Came back here, came out all guns blazing in the early going. Brandon Bangambi, 3 minutes in, gave Altitude the lead. 2 minutes later, it was 2-0 from Sairub. That's how it stood until the 64th minute, when a Marcus Palouge own goal made it 3-0 to the North Shore side. Daniel Kaiser reduced the deficit 2 minutes later, but Altitude held on very well. They could have added to their tally. Nautsa'mawt will be very disappointed, I'm sure, by their performance in this one. For Altitude, they've reached the halfway mark of their season. 1 win, 2 draws, 4 defeats. They'll feel that they're back in the playoff picture. Can they build on that now with a pair of home and away games coming up against TSS Rovers? The next of that coming up on Sunday at Swangard. It's the L1BC featured game this weekend. You can find it live on YouTube. You can also find it on Telus Optic, channel 1993. Let's see how that one goes. Thank you for being with us. I've been Michael McCall. You can check out all our stuff on aftn.ca. We'll be back soon. Until then, enjoy L1BC football.